CMQ investors, this is Chris Franco. Welcome to the show. So overnight, Jack Ma was reportedly arrested. That is the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, former chairman of Alibaba, Jack Ma. And the news of this caused just like an unbelievable dumping of Alibaba. According to Fortune here, it says that Alibaba investors are so skittish, they dumped $26 billion of Alibaba stock because police arrested someone named Ma, and it wasn't Jack. So the good news is Jack Ma was not arrested. That's a positive thing, right? The second thing is this is just an unbelievably, how do I put it, guys? I'm in this for the long haul, okay? My videos, I've documented it. I've been, very transparent and honest, as I always want to be about my investments. I think if you stack what I'm doing up against what some of these other notable YouTubers that I hope to one day, get on the level of, I think my track record will beat theirs. I really intend that. And I intend for that anyway. And that doesn't mean I'm overconfident. In fact, I'm very humble. There's a lot of intellectual humility here. But something I have to share with you guys just to get this off my chest. This is not an enjoyable way to make money, right? Alibaba is something I think I've learned along the way here is the price itself is not because no one realizes that Alibaba is a extremely valuable company with a potentially bright, very bright future that's tied to the future growth of China's economy and, e-commerce and the cloud throughout the world. But this is not a company that, is like any company in the United States because, look, it's based in China. And I know that could sound, maybe a little bit like, well, no kidding. But hear me out for a second. I did like the fact that Jack Ma was reportedly arrested, and that's even like a believable thing, like that he could just be arrested. That wouldn't happen in the United States. And I'm not judging anyone and how they do it in their country. I don't have to worry about Tim Cook getting arrested. I don't have to worry about Mark Zuckerberg getting arrested by the government, for some kind of trumped up reasons, right? And because of that, there's just a lot less I have to worry about. I mean, I still have a lot to worry about with any business that I own, right? You have to make sure you're watching your money and how it's being put to use. But with these companies that are based in China, I mean, there's just a whole new set of worries that, I think I underestimated. Now, I'm not selling anything. I just did an updated portfolio allocation. Alibaba's now up to 5% of my portfolio for those who are still curious. So I'm still in it, but this is just hilarious. So let me read you this story here. And again, this comes from fortune.com. Alibaba Group shares crashed in early trading on Tuesday after China's state broadcaster announced the arrest of someone sharing the surname as the e-commerce company's founder. CCTV, China's state broadcaster, reported Tuesday morning that police in Hangzhou, which is Alibaba's home city, have taken compulsory measures against an individual with the last name Ma. The broadcaster said Ma had been apprehended on charges of using the internet to engage in activities endangering national security. Investors, fearing that the individual in question was Alibaba's billionaire founder Jack Ma, quickly dumped their shares, causing the stock to crash by as much as 9.4%, erasing about $26 billion in value. The initial CCTV report stated that the suspect's full name had 2 characters, but the broadcaster later revised that report to reflect the clarification issued by Hangzhou's police. The arrested individual's full name has 3 characters. Can all breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah, I mean, but this really brings to light what I'm getting to, which is that there are better ways to make money for us as investors. Like I said, I'm not deterred because of this, but just a reminder, this isn't the only company you can make money on. Jack Ma, he has the 13th most common surname in China, according to a 2019 report. Yet the fact that even the possibility that the arrest could be connected to Alibaba's once outspoken founder caused shares to tank, and this shows that investors remain on edge about the company's future. I don't think it's about the company's future. I think it's just about what the government's going to do, right? I think we're clear about the company and the company's value. It's about will the country and the government rather let that company's value, blossom? Will they be able to, live up to their full potential or live out their full potential? That's what we're hoping for. Let's follow up. Let's see what happened here. It says the Global Times, which is a state-run tabloid, the Global Times later reported that the individual in question was a hardware research director at a Chinese tech company. They note here that Ma is a very common name, but yet the fact that even the possibility that the arrest could be connected to Alibaba's once outspoken founder caused shares to tank. and this shows that investors remain on edge about the company's future, even as Beijing is signaling that it intends to ease a 2-year crackdown on the nation's tech sector in response to concerns over slowing growth. And actually, that goes back to one of the reasons that I own Alibaba in the first place. It's because I believe that, China's success is tied to Alibaba's success and vice versa. Now, the rest of this article is just more gloom for us Alibaba investors. It notes that shares in Alibaba are down 66% from their peak in October 2020. Investors started selling shares after Ma, addressing a high-profile conference for the nation's most powerful bankers and financial regulators, criticized China's policymakers for stifling innovation and growth. And this, my friends, was the fatal miscalculation by Jack Ma. Authorities responded by forcing the suspension of the IPO of the Ant Group, which is Alibaba's fintech affiliate, which I believe that would have been the largest IPO in history, by the way. Regulators also launched an antitrust investigation into the e-commerce group, resulting in a record $2.8 billion fine for anti-competitive behavior in April of 2021. Even longtime Alibaba investors like Charlie Munger's Daily Journal Group are trimming their holdings of Alibaba shares. It's funny they say long time. They're not long-time investors, just FYI. Investors also worry that China may revive the crackdown on its tech sector. In 2021, Beijing imposed regulations and fines on some of the country's largest tech companies in sectors including gambling, ride-hailing, education, and food delivery. China's crackdown led some analysts to call the sector uninvestable, with the Hangzhou Tech Index down 57% from its February 2021 peak. China's leaders may be considering scaling back the crackdown as the country's economy struggles with COVID outbreaks in Shanghai and elsewhere, according to the South China Morning Post. Ma, who stepped down as executive chairman of Alibaba in 2019, has not been seen in public since January, when he visited a primary school as part of his philanthropic efforts, notes the South China Morning Post, which is owned by Alibaba. So that's the story, folks. Let's see what else they have about this. It looks like CNBC covered this as well. Take a look at what they had to say. Okay, Alibaba's Hong Kong listed shares closed about 1.7 lower Tuesday after earlier falling more than 9%. And this was following an unconfirmed rumor that linked the company's founder Jack Ma to a national security investigation. Chinese state media reported earlier in the morning that the Hangzhou Security Bureau on April 25th took criminal coercive measures on an individual with the last name Ma over suspicion of using the internet to endanger national security. State-backed tabloid Global Times separately reported that the person under investigation is the director of a tech company's hardware research and development department. I wonder what company it is, actually. Just kind of curious. This is a company that is going to be a bumpy ride. It's like if we're flying on a plane, I really hope they have the barf bags behind the seats, because there's no doubt at a couple points I'm going to have to yak. Not to be gross, but just to be honest. I'm pretty sure some investors, when they saw this news yesterday in real time, probably did just that. So crazy, guys. But how is Alibaba doing? I've tried not to look, because that's just not really helpful as a long-term investor. Yesterday it was up 4%. That's nice. It looks like it's trading down pre-market right now, which is what it is. Year to date, Alibaba is down 16%. Over the last year, it's down 56%. And over the last 5 years, it's down 12%. So this is, like I said, not a fun investment to have. There are better ways to make money, I assure you. But I'm in it with you, assuming you're in it, or you're just watching this just painful reality show that is the CMQ Investing YouTube channel. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. There will be much more entertainment and hopefully education to come. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let me know if Alibaba is in your portfolio, and if so, what percentage of your portfolio is Alibaba? For me, I mentioned earlier, it's 5% currently, and that really depends on how well it does. So if it keeps on going up, well, I would expect that to go to 6% and maybe even 7%. So we shall see. For CMQ Investing, my name is Chris Franco. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll talk soon. And remember, this is not financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice, but I do wish you all the best in all of your investing endeavors.